This is an example of one of the simpler jobs I do, but with a little twist. The faucet you see here is a Delta brand faucet. And although it is indeed a genuine Delta brand, it does not use the traditional Delta stems that I would expect to find. Neither the brass nor the plastic ones that I stock with me are compatible for this faucet. In fact, Delta actually had Peerless, another brand, manufacture stems for this faucet. And although they look similar, they are not interchangeable. This customer has two of these identical faucets installed in her master bathroom. I first learned that traditional Delta stems are not compatible with these faucets when I came out to her home about 4.5 years ago to service the other of these two faucets. Like the one you see here, it was dripping and would not shut off completely. I had attempted to replace it with a Delta brand stem, and at that time, I noticed the slightly different look, and unfortunately, I discovered that it would not fix the problem. Now, with Delta faucets, you can sometimes get away with replacing just the spring and washer located underneath the stems. However, I prefer to do a full job, and in this case, replacing that spring and washer did not stop that drip anyway. Now, at that time, I could not get a hold of the proper stems locally, so I turned water off to the faucet underneath the sink, placed the order for the stems I needed, and returned to install them once they arrived. Upon verification that these stems did address the issue and that they were indeed the proper parts, I went ahead and ordered another set, knowing that she has an identical faucet in the bathroom that she will likely need service for sooner than later. I hung on to that additional set on my van for about 4.5 years, waiting for that call. Well, the call arrived and I went to her home, took a look at the faucet, and immediately remembered that it will require these unique stems. Unfortunately, I had just used those stems about a week prior and did not yet have a replacement. I couldn't believe that after hanging on to them for so long, I came out unprepared. Fortunately, this time I was able to find a local supplier that had them in stock. So I drove over, picked up the parts, came back, did the installation, and she is good to go.